Horseshoes is an outdoor game played between two people using 4 horseshoes and 2 throwing targets set in a sandbox area. The game is played by the players alternating turns tossing horseshoes at stakes in the ground, which are traditionally placed 40 feet apart. Modern games use a more stylized U-shaped bar, about twice the size of an actual horseshoe. Gameplay. Official rules of the game of horseshoes from the NHPA, the National Horseshoe Pitchers Association, the recognized governing body of the sport of horseshoe pitching in the United States, maintains an up-to-date set of rules, guidelines and specifications for the game on their website. Widely accepted as being the official way to play the game, they outline the style of play, the 2 most common scoring methods, acceptable equipment, and exact court specifications as well as additional methods of organizing tournament and league competitions. There are other entities that have their own versions of the game and sanction their own events, but the largest recognized volume of sanctioned tournaments and leagues are those of the NHPA, BOH Cup style of play. The game begins with a horseshoe toss to decide who goes first. The winner of the toss throws both horseshoes €1 at a Tamir euro at the opposite stake, and then the second player throws both of their horseshoes euro again, 1 at a Tamir euro at their end. After scoring, the next round is done in reverse order, or by throwing back at the original stake. Play continues until one player has at least 15 points at the end of a round. NHPA-sanctioned games are generally played to 40 points, or a shoe limit of 40 or 50 shoes. The horseshoes can be made of either plastic or metal. Scoring. In horseshoes, there are 2 ways to score, by throwing ringers, or by throwing the horseshoe nearest to the stake. This scoring system gives rise to the popular expression close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. A ringer is a thrown horseshoe such that the horseshoe completely encircles the stake. Disputes are settled by using a straight to touch the 2 points at the ends of the horseshoe, called heel corks. If the straight doesn't touch the stake, then the horseshoe is a ringer. One player pitches both shoes in succession to one pit, followed by the other player. This is formally called an inning. Normally only one pitcher can score points per inning, however some leagues and tournaments play count all, in which all points in each inning are counted. A live shoe that is not a ringer, but comes to rest 6 inches or closer to the stake, has a value of 1 point. This includes a euro or lina a euro. If both of one player's horseshoes are closer than the opponent's, 2 points are scored. A ringer scores 3 points. In the case of one ringer and a closer horseshoe, both horseshoes are scored for a total of 4 points. If a player throws 2 ringers, that player scores 6 points. If each player throws a ringer, the ringers cancel and no points are scored. If 2 ringers are thrown by one player and 1 ringer by the opponent, the player throwing 2 ringers scores 3 points. This is typically called 2 dead and 3, or 3 ringers 3 for scorekeeping purposes. Such occurrences are called dead ringers, and are still used towards the pitcher-ringer average. Backyard games can be played to any number of points that is agreed upon, but are usually to 21 points, win by 2. In most sanctioned tournaments the handicap divisions pitch 50-shoe games, most points win. If there is a tie, the pitchers pitch an additional 2 innings until the tie is broken. Championship divisions, or non-handicap divisions are pitched to 40 points, regardless of the number of shoes pitched. In Philadelphia when a player tops another player's ringer the player is awarded 6 points. Single points in amateur games must measure 6 inches or less from any part of the shoe to the nearest part of the stake. Also, a game cannot be won when an opposing player, tossing a shoe, bumps an opponent's shoe to cause the opponent to reach the winning score, be it 11 or 21. The game-winning point must be attained by the person tossing the horseshoe pertaining to his own score. Examples: if a player has 10 points and an opponent has 8 points, and the player with 10 points tosses a horseshoe and bumps his opponent's horseshoe for a ringer, the opponent scores 3 points for a total of 11 points, but does not win the game because of the 2-point rule. If a player has 9 points and an opponent 8 points and the player with 9 points tosses a horseshoe and bumps his opponent's horseshoe for a ringer, the opponent cannot score 3 points, because the winning point must be attained by his own toss. However, the opponent can take 2 points, bringing his total point score to 10. Gallery. See also, Guruki, quoits, washers, muckers, references. Kane, E. How to Play Horseshoes. LifeScript. NP, June 4, 2008. Web October 14, 2010. External links, Rules, National Horseshoe Pitching Association. How to Pitch Horseshoes, NHPA. A fictional short story about horseshoes, Huggy and the Ectones, Clidderpark.com. A biography of Frank Jackson, first national champion, World Horseshoe Pitching Champions,